Hello, you are listening to the OmniTalk Fast 5, brought to you in partnership with the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Firework, Trigo, Sezzle, and Silk. Ranked in the top 10% of podcasts globally, the OmniTalk Fast 5 podcast is a podcast that we hope makes you feel a little smarter, but most importantly, a little happier each week, too. Today is January 26th, 2023. I'm your host, Ann Mazinga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we are here once again to discuss all the headlines making waves in the world of omnichannel retailing. Chris, you're like really, you got a lot of energy. Did you have, I just brought you coffee.
I know you did. Yes. Thank you for that. Got my Starbucks
here,
which is
twitchy.
Like
you're like freaking out. You're so excited about the retail news.
You know what's so funny? Like every time you do that read, it just gives me like warm, fuzzy feelings. I sit here I feel like I'm like a kid just listening to like an elementary school teacher read him a story. I'm like, when you read especially when you read the sponsors, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. You know, like I just this is my favorite thing to do. I love it.
Okay.
I got my vest on, you know, my Marty McFly dork looks like
another
he's going to drown
Adidas
vest.
Product.
Yeah.
Yet
I told
again.
you, full on Adidas.
I know that. I mean, is that your favorite product right now?
Oh, 100%. Like I can't stop buying Adidas.
Okay.
I'm like addicted to Adidas.
Oh my gosh.
The stripes be aplenty, and
the unofficial sponsor of the OmniTalk Retail Fast 5.
But are you excited about next week?
Yeah, we're heading out to Manifest in Las Vegas, and yeah, I'm excited to get warm, to just like be in warm weather, to see like that conference last year was so cool. I mean, supply chain like sounds for some people like, supply chain conference, is that going to be a good time? I was just telling somebody yesterday. Well, I mean, I don't think people understand how cool it actually is. I was just telling somebody yesterday on a call, I was like, yeah, and also Ludacris was there last year, and Nelly's there this year.
Yeah.
Like, this is not like a dorky conference. This is actually going to be really cool. Yeah. So I'm excited. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I like learning things, you know, and that's actually what I like about conferences the most. And it's a great opportunity to learn about subjects that we don't necessarily
remember about the
maritime shippers.
The maritime shippers. I know. I mean, it seems dumb, but like, do you remember learning that a barge is only built once every like 50 to 60 years?
Yeah, right.
So even technology like that,
it's
I remember
automatically
that
outdated.
Exact,
like the second it gets on the water. Yeah, no.
So there's a lot that we'll be bringing to you. Fun facts.
Yeah, and then the other part is we're keynoting SPS's sales kickoff meeting at the end of the week. We're doing a little Fast 5. We've got a little panel that we're moderating. I'm excited about that too.
I know. It's going to be a busy week.
We fly back Thursday night for those watching, late Thursday night, and then we're up at like early the next morning, I think 8:30 showtime for that too. So it'll be good. But
we're used to it.
Hey, we're ready.
And there'll be a Fast 5 somewhere in there.
Right. Yes, we will do that. We're going to have to do that from Vegas, right?
That's right.
Yeah, next week's show is coming to you from Vegas. All right. Before we get to this week's headlines, Ann, I have a question for you.
Oh, this is going to be a loaded one, I have a feeling.
That's a pretty easy one.
Okay.
But have you ever been to a conference where you just didn't get the education and networking that you were looking for?
Plenty of times.
Where you were spammed via a basic networking app from people who may or may not matter to your business? Pretty much all the time.
Yeah,
right?
I never know. Are you a
That's
real
my daily
person?
life, actually.
And then sometimes you do meet people and they're like, I messaged you in the app. And I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Or lastly, Ann, have you ever attended a conference where the meetings kind of just flat out wasted your time?
Yes, for sure. And we hear that a lot from people.
Yeah, and you're not the only one. So Shoptalk is bringing a completely different experience to the table this year. Loyal OmniTalk listeners can be part of retail's most sophisticated and largest meetings experience in history. Shoptalk's tech will only connect you with people that also see value in meeting you, allowing you to make business-critical connections. Ann and I are already hearing that people are signing up left and right. Doesn't surprise me at all.
They're swiping right?
No, signing up left and right. They might
and
be
swiping right. It's double opt-in.
They might be swiping left and right.
It's the equivalent of swiping right.
Ooh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, all the biggest names are going to be there. You don't want to miss it. Prices go up tomorrow, Friday, January 27th at midnight. So don't wait. Don't delay. You can learn more at shoptalk.com/US/OmniTalk. That's shoptalk.com/US/OmniTalk. All right, in today's Fast 5, and we've got news on Dollar General's new mobile health clinics, Walmart's new small business play, another Chinese shopping app called Temu that is rocketing up the download charts on Apple, an Amazon Fresh store that is surprisingly already closing in London.
Uh-oh.
I know, right? Can't wait to talk about that one. Close the show. But we begin today with big pharmacy news out of Amazon. Ann.
Yes, in news that still feels too good to be true, according to CNBC, Amazon this week added generic prescription perks for Prime members. The add-on is called RX Pass, which allows Prime members to get as many drugs as they need from a list of 50 generic medications
Sounds funny when
used
you say
to treat common conditions. All the drugs, please. I'd like all of the drugs. And they're all just $5 a month per person with free delivery.
Yeah.
That's as many medications as you need. Like
From the list.
$5 a month.
Yeah.
It should be noted that the program is also currently not available for people who are on Medicaid or Medicare. Chris,
Yeah.
you have some prescriptions. Like for me, I was like, okay, we have like one maybe, but like, so this to me was like, okay, $5 a month. And then I first was reading it and was like, is it the drug cost plus $5?
Right.
But you dug deep in this.
It's kind of confusing a little bit.
You're like ready to change your life. Tell me about your thoughts.
Yeah,
on this.
I want to. It's nice to see you. I see the energy in this for you too. Like I thought you were going to be a little negative on this, but it sounds like you're coming around the positive side, coming to the light. But yeah, for me, I mean, like you remember $5 footlong?
Yes.
$5 footlong.
Don't sing anymore. It's
I'm
going to
like
be stuck in my head all day.
$5 drugs from Amazon.
That sounds like somebody screaming from a New York street corner. $5 drugs. Yeah, got $5 drugs.
But it was great. But I'm all in. Yeah, no, you're right. I scanned the list because following my stroke, there are like 3 to 4 medications I'm on, and I can't remember exactly, but I think 3 or 4 of them, or ones that I had previously been on too, are on that list. So like, hell yeah, I'm gonna try it out for $5 a month. I can get all those prescriptions delivered to my house.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna try it out. My only question though is how does it actually work? Like, do I need a Prime membership? Because Mrs. OmniTalk has ours for the household.
Right.
Am I gonna be able to do it through that? My hunch is no. But I need to find out, so I'm going to do some investigation. I'll report back. How easy is it to transfer scripts? Those are all the types of questions. Because, I already have it, in bed with, I'll say it, Walgreens is my prescription filler of choice.
Yeah.
And so, it's going to be a question of, like, how easy is it for me to handle? But I think it's definitely worth the investigation to try to figure that out.
Well, and I was researching this. Did you know 150 million Americans are on those 50 drugs that are available in this? 150 million Americans are already on this. So now you're going from, the hassle of going to pick it up, the making sure that it's there, and then, paying whatever your copay is for these medications. Yeah. Like, it's amazing. It seems, like I said, it seems almost too good to be true. And I think, to your point, like, just is another, like, pro for if you're considering all the subscriptions that you have right now. And so what I'm going to be watching closely is, we have Walgreens closest to our house. That's where we both pick up our prescriptions right now.
Yeah.
But do we see a push, and how do you make economic sense of that with Walgreens and CVS to partner with like a DoorDash again to like enhance the Dash Pass functionality? And I still think that there's that crux of like, sometimes you need those things next day same day. So like if you're out, yes, Amazon can get it to you next day or something, but is there going to be some value proposition that a partnership between a CVS and DoorDash or Walgreens and DoorDash could bring to give you similar benefits, but same day?
Yeah, or that Walgreens can even do and coordinate or partner through white label DoorDash or something like that. That's a great point. Yeah, and Walgreens, to its credit, has been pushing because these are like set and forget prescriptions.
Yep.
Walgreens has been pushing that with me. I just haven't had the time to set it up yet.
Right.
But yeah, you could easily see the extrapolation there. That's a great point. All right, headline number 2, staying in the healthcare lane.
Oh, yes.
We always like to stay in our lanes, Ann, on this show.
Never.
Dollar General plans to open mobile healthcare clinics. According to Chain Store Age, Dollar General is partnering with DocGo Inc. I can't believe it, but it's true.
It reminds me of, I read that and I was like, Go Doc Go.
I know, like right? Go Doc Go, the children's book. That's awesome. But DocGo Inc., which, quote, is a provider of mobile health and transportation services, end quote. The clinics are essentially vans that will be set up in the parking lots of 3 Dollar General stores in DG's home state of Tennessee, and they will offer a wide range of preventative care services in addition to urgent care services and chronic condition management for conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Very specific on that last one.
So, you know who you are out there, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
Trying to hit an audience,
Sufferers,
I guess.
Yeah.
Said Dollar General's chief medical officer, Albert Wu, and yes, Dollar General has a chief medical officer.
They got it now.
Yeah, right. Quote, these clinics demonstrate our ability and desire to work with our customers to bring affordable health and wellness closer to home while equally establishing Dollar General as a trusted partner where customers can access health services, end quote. Ann, your thoughts here, please.
Well, first
Starting off with health and wellness.
I have to say, this week's stories are very interesting to me because said in a different way with a different lens, $5 drugs, all you can eat drugs, and then now we're doing vans that are providing healthcare in a parking lot. This could be misconstrued very easily, but
Could be some side businesses going on.
I know,
here very shortly.
This could be questionable, but I think the first thing I thought of was this is how Rite Aid, which we were talking about earlier in the year, this is how they should be doing the mobile pharmacy.
I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah, was the first thing that came to mind. Yeah, it's mobile. Why would you force somebody to be stationed all day in one spot when there's just not enough demand to
100%.
require them there. So I think that makes sense. 100%. You're still getting closer to those rural communities. You're still closer than the closest urgent care in most cases. The Dollar General is, people have access to Dollar Generals much more than they do any of those clinics. The question that it raises for me though is how are prescriptions handled for this, especially for some of those urgent care strep, for example.
Right.
I
because
just
this
had
isn't
strep
pharmacy.
last week.
That's the key difference between this and Rite Aid.
So how do you is that going to be a component of this? Because that's still then another trip somebody has to go on. If I have strep or I have some other thing that I need a medication for that day, what am I going to do then? Where am I driving to? So is that opening up new avenues for Dollar General? Can these mobile vans be do they contain these sorts of things if they are the clinic? But I think this option in combination with them expanding grocery now into the space, you've got a one-stop shop that's, I think, really smartly being constructed in a very mobile, as mobile as a physical store can be.
Yeah.
They are trying to add on all these things. So I love it.
That's a great point that you're bringing up because because opportunity is born, businesses are born in opportunity. And so it's actually a great problem to have if you're the chief medical officer, Albert Wu, to try to help Dollar General solve. Oh, you have these clinics. Now, where do patients need to get their medicine?
Right.
Oh, I'd like to try to solve that problem, honestly. There's just dollars there for the taking. And, my point is exactly, I thought the exact same thing you did. I poo-pooed the Rite Aid move last year. But this is different because of the mobile aspect. DG's not tied down to the real estate footprint, which is important because of the staffing, right? You're not having to staff docs permanently at a location. Right. The docs can pick up the truck and go wherever they're needed that day. And so it makes me wonder if the same approach can't be worked in pharmacy. I mean, remember Breaking Bad? Walter White and Jesse
did
the same thing out of basically a Winnebago in the desert of outside Albuquerque. So the who knows if that's real, but the techniques are there to make this work. So God knows pharmacists are way more hard to come by, I think, from my experience, than medical staff. Yeah. So the mobile approach, I just think it makes sense for both things. And your point is great because that's probably going to be a demand that's there.
I would think. We'll see. Again, walking the very fine line of selling meth and also prescription drugs.
Anytime we could get a Breaking Bad reference in the show, I mean, that might be a first time, too. I love that.
All right, let's go to headline number 3. Walmart has launched a new buying program for nonprofits and small to medium-sized businesses. Again, according to Chain Storage, Walmart's new Walmart Business Program is designed to empower SMBs and nonprofit customers. It launched as an e-commerce site called Walmart Business, which offers a curated assortment of more than 100,000 items. Said Ashley Hubka, Senior VP and General Manager of Walmart Business, quote, Walmart Business simplifies restocking by grouping various items together in a way that makes sense to organizations, end quote. The new program also comes with a Prime-like feature where for $98 a year plus tax, organizations can also upgrade to Walmart Business Plus. What else? of course, put a plus on it.
Right.
And receive additional benefits like no minimum fee, free shipping,
right.
free pickup and delivery from store with a $35 minimum order, and 2% rewards on orders of $250 or more. Chris, I had to like jab you a little bit to get this one into the Fast Five this week.
Yeah.
Explain to the listeners your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I still don't know if, in retrospect, this one makes my cut, because the jaded part of me is like, I still just look at this as a reskin way for Walmart to try to goose its Walmart Plus subscription base, honestly.
But this is Walmart Business Plus, Chris.
I know, Walmart Business Plus,
right.
like flying business class here on this story.
Right,
but,
right. Free snacks.
So I tried to, not have the glass half empty look. I'm trying to have the glass half full look. And I think if I have the glass half full look, which is partly why I don't love it, but like, it's a no-brainer move.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, for years, my grandfather used to run a solo distribution operation out of this small, like standalone warehouse that was probably like 2,000 square feet in Davenport, Iowa, where his business model was go to Sam's Club, pick up candy bars and bags of chips, and then deliver them
Let's say not for resale.
Yeah, then deliver them to the local. Then he would deliver them personally to the local bars and convenience stores, like in the outskirts of Moline, Illinois, which no one can get to. Right. And so like the phenomenon is happening here, and so I think businesses are going to find value in this, and Walmart has this massive distribution network already, and so anyone that has like large amounts of goods sitting in a warehouse should be able to deliver them at bulk, like similar to how you would find at a Costco or a Sam's Club. But my hunch is like the last thing I'd say is like, I just don't see that much incremental revenue in this for Walmart, because I imagine people that want to use Walmart are doing this or are already going to Amazon or going to Costco. So like, yeah, maybe you get a few extra incremental Walmart Plus business Plus subscriptions, but I don't know. But, tell me why I'm wrong.
Because first of all, again, every one of these stories is bordering on legal. Like, was that legal that your grandpa was doing that probably in that time it was, but like you couldn't do that now, right?
I mean, I have no idea, and I probably not. Probably technically it's not legal.
I just imagine like
I don't know. People are reselling stuff on Amazon all the time, so I don't know. Like I don't think it's patrolled. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough. So I think this is a really smart move by Walmart, because I think that as somebody who's consistently orders goods for office spaces. I ordered stuff for the gyms all the time. Like Amazon was our go-to because they had everything. They had the lowest prices, or Costco, which required a trip, or Sam's Club.
Sure.
And I think that that's where a lot of this business is going now. But now I think you have Walmart who can tap into the demand in those areas based on data that they have from Sam's Club. And now they have 3 times the number of locations with all of these Walmarts to offer pickup in bulk and to offer an additional discount for people when they're buying these bulk products on a repeat basis. So I think that it makes sense. It opens up Walmart as a new place. But there's going to be some customer acquisition that has to happen there, but I think that it could be of value.
Okay, final question though on this.
Yeah.
Gun to your head.
Yeah.
Given everything you just said.
Yeah.
Are you switching your routines to go do this at Walmart?
It depends on prices, and nobody can beat Walmart on prices. And I think that that's a question for a lot of the people, especially in smaller, in more rural areas where there's not a Sam's Club, there's not a Costco. They're calling Amazon right now, and they're paying for Prime membership already.
Yeah.
And then they're paying, if the Walmart can get those goods to them at a lower price and faster, I think this makes sense. Plus, I also think that as Walmart continues to scale and make investments in technology, that like we see these sortation centers that are coming up where they're kind of gathering new ways to more quickly deliver products.
They can do it more efficiently.
They could do it more efficiently. And again, they could pass those savings on to the customers. So I don't know.
Wow. I didn't expect that answer from that question.
I like it.
Wow. You are fired up on that one.
I like it.
All right. Let's keep on rolling here. But beforehand, we get to headline number 4.
Yes.
We want to tell all you loyal listeners about another trip that we have planned to the Windy City here soon.
This is the year of the conferences.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
We're
making the rounds.
We're starting it off with a bang. So don't just hear about retail's latest trends and innovation. And we're going to, people like to do that, but we're going to experience them at the Retail Innovation Conference and Expo taking place June 13th to 15th in Chicago. you'll find out what's next in connected commerce through rich conference content, heightened networking, greater community engagement, and a show floor full of immersive activations.
Ooh.
Visit omnitalk.rice.events to learn more. That's omnitalk.rice.events to learn more. I'm excited for that one.
Yes, this is not OmniTalk Rice events, but that's
Yeah,
what you should
that's-
use. That's what you should, the mnemonic you should use to remember.
omnitalk.rice.events.
Yes.
Yes. I'm excited. It's been like 4 years since we've been at that
I
show,
know.
too, so I'm excited to come back to it. All right, headline number 4, there's a new app atop the Apple download charts. And once again, it is Chinese shopping. It is a Chinese shopping app
Yes.
called Temu.
Yes.
According to the publication Inside Hook, shout out to them, first time on the show.
Yep.
Temu is the American subsidiary of Pinduoduo, a discount shopping portal in China that's competing pretty well with Alibaba. And it offers, quote, seemingly endless discounts, free shipping, and a majority of items under $10. And yes, if you go on the site, that is pretty much sums it up. And for example, I went on the site yesterday.
Yeah.
And it is seemingly an endless barrage of deals and time pressure-inducing countdown
yes.
clocks
Oh, yeah.
that are all there to entice me to snatch up products directly from factory, which is key at, like we said, incredibly low prices. And again, you really wanted to talk about this one too.
I did.
Why?
Because I think that for me, like we saw, first of all, when I heard this news, I was like, okay, somebody's topped Shein as the number one shopping app, downloaded shopping
Right,
app.
big deal.
So let's look into it.
Yeah.
Why is this important? And I think that it's what they're doing is similar to Shein in that it's gamified with these like lightning deals, but it's discovery focused, not like seek and destroy, as you say, mission driven shopping like you're doing on Amazon. Like this is a fun place where you're like, oh yeah, like let's go see. I mean, I bought something from it yesterday. I did my first purchase on it
Did you?
yesterday on the app, and I was like, okay, like yeah, that thing is pretty cool. And then here's the kicker. I started seeing similar things that I had just ordered from Amazon for half the price.
Wow.
The exact same thing. So
Like the exact same thing.
exact same
Same
thing.
brand, everything?
Same brand
Wow.
and everything. And so I was like, okay, this is crazy. Like I'm going to order this from here and return the thing I got from Amazon because it saves me $15. And because I think
You just
you're
have to
going
wait
direct,
for it, right? Like
Yes.
it takes longer to get
you
it,
do
right?
have to wait. You're waiting until like the first week of February,
like it's
I
like-
think,
yeah,
to get
it's
it.
a long
So
time,
you know,
yeah.
a couple weeks. But I think this app like has the power to really kind of change how we're shopping. I don't know that it's in a good way. There's a little consumerism and
Yeah,
like
that was my point,
sustainability
too.
things that make
Yeah.
me a little nervous. The same thing with Shein. But here's what I also love about it. It's not active in the US app right now, but it is in China, is this group buying part of it. So we don't have it yet here, but in China right now, the way that it works is like if I say I'm sitting around with my moms, okay? We're having some drinks.
Your moms?
my mom friends,
The moms?
okay?
You're with the moms.
With
okay.
the moms.
I'm going with you on this. Go.
Every single time we get together.
Yeah.
Text thread
Right.
miles long, right?
Right.
Of like, and my favorite icebreaker question of late, what's your favorite product right now? Yeah. So we sit down, we're all talking about it, and it's boring stuff. It's like it's like an organizer for a closet, but
Right.
it changes lives, okay?
Right.
But that organizer is on Temu. And now I think about like once group buying comes into play, if I can send that organizer to my list of 6 moms that I was just having drinks with, and now we each get an additional discount because we're all
Right,
buying it together, like that's brilliant.
There's a there.
I'm going to use that all the time.
Right. Which what you're describing, just for the listener, sounds like my personal living hell. Like being
What?
involved in a text chain like that. I'm always the aftermath of that with my wife. She like has those text chains, and then she's texting me incessantly about every single thing you guys
Oh yeah,
talk about on
for
those
sure.
chains.
Because you have to. That's like sometimes we talk about like Real Housewives, and sometimes we
Yeah,
talk
right.
about like closet organizers.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, my summary on this, I think it's really interesting to follow, and I think your points are dead right too, especially the aspect of the group buying if that comes
Yeah.
over here, because I think that makes it go viral even more, and I think you're tapping into something that is really real. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we're all talking about this product. It's cool. Let's all go get it together and save a ton of money. But your point about consumerism is right. Like that's the part where if I go on a rant here, like millennials, what's going on here? Why is this the top app? Like you talk about sustainability, but like it's just not a focus. And the only place I ever hear about is when we travel to Europe. Like, that's the only place where it feels like it's really
it's
a
cheap.
focus. Right, because cheap stuff always wins out.
Yes.
It's the axiom in life, which goes back to the point you made in the beginning. All right, let's keep rolling.
All right. Headline number 5, Amazon is permanently closing its Amazon Fresh store in Dalston, Northeast London. According to Charge Retail, Amazon is calling it quits on the store after only 18 months of operation. A spokesperson for Amazon told Charged, quote, "Just like other retailers, we regularly review our business and from time to time adjust to ensure we are able to best serve our customers, and we remain committed to Amazon Fresh UK physical stores. And in fact, we are excited to confirm that we will soon open 2 new Amazon Fresh stores in the greater London area," end quote.
Ooh.
Chris, this is also the A&M put you on the spot question this week.
Yeah, right. We haven't had it yet.
We have not.
Saved it for the last.
We saved it for the last. So A&M wants to know, some of the difficulties, challenges, and closures that we've seen with Amazon Fresh indicate that Just Walk Out technology is either not there yet or not enough to overcome a soft value proposition. Is this a warning sign for other grocery retailers that Just Walk Out isn't a silver bullet to solving core issues?
Wow, great question. My answer to that is, I think, unequivocally yes.
Okay.
At this point. Because I don't think it ever should have been a silver bullet,
right?
To solve your core issues,
right?
Like, we've talked about this recently on this show. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, or even before the year ended, because everything starts to blur together. But, grocery is just plain hard. We've talked about it. We talked about Tesco trying to come over and do Fresh and Easy in the United States, and checkout free on its own. I'm starting to realize very clearly, very palpably, honestly, like this is now in my head. It's not enough of a point of differentiation for the average person, particularly when a gate or barrier is put up in front of an Amazon store that requires you to download an app or put your palm in their system so you can get into the store. When the next best alternative, quite honestly, for a quick trip particularly, is a self-checkout machine that anymore works 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you had problems with a self-checkout machine?
No.
I never do. Well, right,
user error.
Yeah, but I never do anymore. Like, I'm so fast on that thing. I actually take pride. Like, I just jam out of there, and the people are always like, "Wow, nice job." But so for me, like, is it a better experience to just wave your hand, enter the store, and pay? Yes, it is, 100%. But all things being equal, the Amazon's Fresh stores I've been out, the jury's out on whether or not that's gonna make the difference.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. And so now the point I would make, though, which I think is important to bring it back home, is traditional grocers, I think, that have a real value proposition. You think of their position in fresh meat, produce, maybe a good value operation like Aldi. I think this technology can still be more of a differentiator for them in the long run, because the value proposition is established, the brand is established. So I think those retailers still need to experiment with it. And the other benefit of experimenting with it is you get the understanding of how computer vision can affect your operations overall, which I don't think can be discounted here. But it's in no way a silver bullet, particularly in 2023, where we said, like, it's a show me the money year for tech investment, and you've got to see immediate impact. So I think it's still, at best, it's something you're trying to learn from, trying to understand its impact to your organization. But that's my position.
I agree. I mean, I have very similar notes. Like, I think this is the year, like you said, where we're going to have to start to see some of the payoff for things like implementing computer vision. And I think that is the important thing here. Like, once you've invested in computer vision, like, you really have to work to figure out how that's going to benefit your overall operations. Like, what other things can supplement in that investment besides the Just Walk Out technology. And I think this is hard too, because Amazon is different than the other retailers. Like, I'm really going to be watching closely what Tesco, what Aldi, what all those other non-Amazon grocers are doing in this space who've invested in this technology and what direction they go in, because I think that's a better indication of, like, the validity and the power of this technology in a grocery store over Amazon. Like, they can kill stores if they don't like it in 18 months and there's no hurt to their bottom line. But those other retailers are really going to have to make this work. They're going to have to work to find out, like, what the solution is, because I still think, and we saw this with Wegmans, like, it's Just Walk Out is still a very valuable technology to people. Like, the people that are using it love it. And I think the future generations who are using this will continue to make decisions about where they're going because of the technology like this. It's just this still is in the early stages, and there's still some barriers to entry for non-early adopters. So I think it's worth the investment. It's just how many things can you get on top of just walk out is the function.
Yeah, the last point that I want to get to in this story, too, well, actually 2 more points. I think what you're saying is exactly right, because experiments never happen in isolation. So, like, if you're going to spend, I don't know how much, $1.5 million to do a full just walk out technology implementation in a 3,000 square foot place, you're going to understand where the value of computer vision lies in terms of inventory accuracy, theft prevention. Then you can figure out, okay, how do I actually want to deploy that in the best way that works across scale? Do you take the robot approach, like a Schnucks, for example? Like, there's lots of ways to do it, but until you run the experiment, you don't even have an idea of what the value is.
Right.
The other point in this that I don't think we should gloss over is, what does this mean for Amazon? Like, you're closing a store after 18 months?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. They gave the "we're opening them soon" thing, which we always call out too with, so I don't know what that means in terms of, are those stores going to open?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just another indication that we might be seeing the brakes on Amazon's grocery store initiative here. I don't know, but it's definitely more palpable seemingly every day here.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll have to see what happens here in the U.S. too with all the
zombies. We got Walking Dead and Breaking Bad in the same show.
Okay, Chris, let's get to the lightning round. First question for you is this. Valentine's Day is approaching. 1-800-Flowers is launching an online marketplace to bring on individual gift sellers to accompany flowers this Valentine's Day.
Oh, flowers. Okay.
Which gift would you be most excited to receive from Mrs. Omnitalk? Goat's Milk Conversation Heart soaps or an Align Your Chakra tea set?
God, it's like choosing the best of 2 evils. But first of all, I like this idea. Like, I think it's a good idea because
I do too.
Every Christmas or like season like this, I'm always going on like Etsy and getting something tchotchke for Mrs. Omnitalk. Like holiday season, I brought her a mug that had like Harry Styles' face emblazoned all over it like 100 times.
Okay.
Because she's obsessed.
Okay.
To the detriment of our entire family. But for me, I think to answer your question directly, I would definitely go with the soaps because I always love a little love in the shower, and it's always helpful.
You want somebody to be like, you want to see you are cute with a U and an R, cute on your conversation.
I'd be okay with that
as you scrub down.
Yeah, as I'm alone in the shower. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, the 2023 Best Picture Oscar nominees are now out, and what picture do you have your Oscar money on?
This was really hard. Like, if you're going to ask me who's your favorite character on The Sex Lives of College Girls, I'd be like, obviously it's, whatever. I don't know because I haven't seen any of these movies but one, and that was Top Gun, and that movie was like meh.
It was meh? Oh, I love that. I love that movie. All right, that's fine. Chris, I take offense to that, actually. For those that,
but how many have you seen?
Every time we travel, I watch that show on the airplane. I've seen it like 8 times.
Fair, but how many of these Best Picture nominees? You're the movie buff here. Like, how many of these have you seen to completion?
I've seen 1 to completion.
Yeah, exactly.
2 others halfway through.
Okay, exactly. So this question, who knows? Fair game to anybody on that list of top nominated movies. Okay, Chris, Uber is working with automakers to design electric vehicles that are customized for ride sharing. These are actually really cool. I want to know what feature you would most like to see added to a ride sharing specific Uber vehicle.
Yeah, and I'm curious what features they're actually contemplating. But for me, oh man, given that it's off the top of my head, given that it's like January 26th, I want seat warmers in the back.
Ooh.
Like, why isn't that? Why don't we see
that
more often?
I don't know how I feel about warm seats when you get out of the car.
Oh,
like
really?
Somebody's been sitting there, it's warm, and like their butt was warm, and then you got to put your butt on that seat.
Oh, really? Huh.
It kind of like.
If it's like hot though, like heated like versus like the, I feel like
I guess.
Don't you feel like there's a difference between the warm butt and the heated seat? Like I feel like there is.
How do you know what's warm? The butt
we should go experiment
or the butt
this.
warmer?
You have front seat warmers. We should go experiment with this. Like, what feels different? I think we totally should. All right, let's close this gong show. McDonald's was the most downloaded QSR app in the United States in 2022 with over 40 million downloads, which was nearly 27 million more than the next closest competitor, which was Starbucks.
Crazy.
That's crazy. So my question for you, Do you have the McDonald's app installed on your phone?
I did.
You did? What does that mean?
I only use it during the summer because we like have sports and stuff where
So you uninstalled it?
Yeah, I have too many apps on my phone. I had to like re-download like StockX, Goat, and Flight Club apps this morning to order one pair of shoes for my kid, and now I'm annoyed because I've got too many.
Why don't you just go online and just...
Because it's easier in the app. Everything's easier in the app.
So this summer you're going to have to re-download the McDonald's app?
Yeah, but it takes like 2 seconds. You just like hit the download
there,
again.
Right?
Yeah, and there are a lot of perks. It makes sense. Like it's so much better.
It's a great app, actually. Yeah, I like the app a lot. All right, kudos to Walmart on that one. Big shout out to McD's. All right, that wraps us up, Ann.
To Walmart.
Oh, did I say Walmart? I even said McD's. I said McD's to Walmart,
Kudos to Walmart for McD's app.
Woo!
Walmart's involved somewhere in there.
Woo! Let's get this show over.
Oh, my God.
All right. Happy birthday today to Ellen DeGeneres, Joseph Quinn of Stranger Things, and the man who always reminds us to skate where the puck is going, not where it is, the great one, Wayne Gretzky. And remember, if you can only read or listen to one retail blog in the business, make it OmniTalk. Our Fast Five podcast is the quickest, fastest rundown of all the week's top news, and our twice weekly newsletter tells you the top 5 things you need to know each day and also features exclusive content from us that's just for you. And we try really hard to make it all fit within the preview page of your inbox. You can sign up today at www.omnitalk.blog. Thanks as always for listening in. Please remember to like and leave us a review wherever you happen to listen to your podcasts or on YouTube. And until next week, from Vegas, on behalf of all of us at OmniTalk Retail, be careful out there.
The OmniTalk Fast 5 is brought to you in association with the A&M Consumer and Retail Group. The A&M Consumer and Retail Group is a management consulting firm that tackles the most complex challenges and advances its clients, people, and communities toward their maximum potential. CRG brings the experience, tools, and operator-like pragmatism to help retailers and consumer products companies be on the right side of disruption. And Firework. Firework is the largest video commerce solution built for the world's leading brands. They empower brands with shoppable and live stream video on their own websites where people like to shop. Put your commerce in motion with Firework. Find out more at firework.com. And Trigo. Trigo Tech powers grocery stores with market-leading frictionless checkout and digitized operations. To learn more, visit trigoretail.com. And Sezzle. Sezzle is an innovative buy now, pay later solution that allows shoppers to split purchases into 4 interest-free payments over 6 weeks. To learn more, visit Sezzle.com. And Silk. The Silk Cloud DB virtualization platform is a virtualization layer between your workloads and the cloud. Helps you scale your cloud without scaling your costs. Visit silk.us to learn more.